Now, this is the cognitive model, okay, the model given by Beck. What does this model talk about? In any given situation, and in any given situation, what we show, like what and how we react. Now, reaction can be in the form of emotional reaction, like what we are feeling. It could be feeling lonely, feeling jealous, feeling hurt, angry, or it could be a behavioral reaction. So when I'm feeling angry, I might just throw things away, I might break something, I might just go and hit someone. So this is behavioral reaction. And physiological reaction, say with the same example, if I'm feeling angry, my entire body is going to feel it. I might start going all red, I might start perspiring, I might also tremble at times with anger, or say if it is anxiety, at the same time, I'm having all these butterflies in my stomach. So basically, in any situation, whenever we give a reaction, these reactions can either be emotional, behavioral, or physiological, or it could also be a combination of these. Okay, so it doesn't have to be necessarily independent of each other. It can be together that it can come out. So in any situation or in any circumstance or any event, when it is happening, we precipitate. So there is a reaction which comes in. Now, what goes between a situation and reaction is the automatic thought. And this is the reason why, if we put 100 people in a same situation, different people give out different reactions. Okay, so that is where it was how Dr. Beck came up with this model, where he he pointed out that it is not really the situation which elicits how you behave, but it is your automatic thought which goes in between the situation and the reaction, in in line with which you will give a reaction. Let's understand it in a little more better way. We are going to have example here. All right, so let's say we are having this webinar right now, right? Each one of us is here on this webinar. Let's take this up as an example. So I have randomly picked up these four participants, okay? I'm not sure whether it is one of you or probably none of you, okay? Just a hypothetical participant and how it goes. Say for participant A, look at the first one, okay? How is he feeling? Participant A is feeling like he's all excited. He's also maintaining his attention to best possible to best possible ability of his. So he's trying to concentrate as much as he can. And what is the thought which is going on here? This really makes sense. So finally, someone will teach me to become a CBT, a cognitive behavioral therapist. Now, this is a thought. Okay, what is the situation here? The situation is one, same. We are watching this. We are on a webinar right now. You are hearing me. You're looking at me. You are reading the slides right now. This is the same situation. What each of these, like all four of them, are being exposed to. But with participant A, this is how he is feeling. What he is doing is he is keeping his attention. And what are the thoughts which are going on? That this is like good. It is going to help me. Then let's come to participant B. Now, what is participant B feeling? She's feeling disgusted, okay? And she leaves the meeting. Why? The thought here is, this webinar isn't what I expected. What a waste of my money. So what she does is, she just goes off. Okay, she logs off from the meeting. Again, the situation is attending the webinar. What is the behavior that is being shown? She is leaving the meeting. How is she feeling here? Disgusted. And the thought is, it is not up to her mark. Then we come to participant C. What is participant C feeling? Feeling anxious. Okay, she's feeling anxious and she keeps making notes. Like, she doesn't want to miss out on any of the points. So she's writing down everything. So probably if the speaker also cracks a joke, she might note down the joke as well. Okay, why? Because she's feeling anxious. She wants to note down every possible word that I'm talking here. So she's going to write down everything. What is the thought which is going on here? I really need to learn all this. Okay, what if I don't understand it? What if I never get good at it? What if I have questions and once the webinar is over and I'm not able to find answers to my questions? So what if there are a lot of these questions, and that is how she's trying to make note of everything possible. All right. Now again, situation, webinar. What is she feeling? Anxious. How is she behaving? She's noting down every possible word that she can. What are the thoughts here? I'm really, I need to focus, I need to learn this. What if I'm not able to grasp whatever she's saying, and I have questions which do not go answered by end of the session? So this is how participant C is reacting. Now we have participant D. How is this participant D feeling? Probably he's feeling sad. Okay. And why he feels sad? All he does is probably in the other window, he's opening Netflix and he's busy watching a movie, a series. Now, what are the thoughts that are going on? This is just too hard and I am so dumb. I'll never master this. I'll never make it as a therapist. Okay. Now, if you see here, the behavior is going to come in the category of avoidant behavior. All right. Try to use all that I'm saying, right? Okay. Simultaneously pay attention to whatever has been told and what is being shown right now, and try to bring that gap connection between all those things. So what is this participant D? Again, the situation here is the same. Webinar. How is he feeling? He's feeling sad. What is he doing? He switches over to Netflix in the another, window. What are the thoughts here? That I am dumb, I don't know, I don't think so I'll be able to do it. And so this is the feeling, this is the thought, behavior, situation remains same. So now all these four are exposed to only one situation right now, which is attending webinar. But if you look at the reactions that they're giving is absolutely different, right? It's completely different. So you understand here with this example how the cognitive model that I just explained, situation, behaviors, and in between them is what comes the automatic thought, which we just looked at, right? So now let's understand, um, it is, these, where do these automatic thoughts come up from? We'll try to understand this now. Now, automatic thoughts, how we look at them are that they are more superficial level of thoughts. Okay, so according to this theory of CBT, all our thoughts have a different level, and at a superficial, as in something which is very, very evident, is our automatic thought. At a deeper level, what we have is the belief. And, in Beck's language, he says just the way things are. That is how our beliefs are generally. Okay. Now, how do these beliefs come up? As we grow, like right from our childhood, as we are growing up, we try to receive information from our surroundings, from our immediate family members, from our neighbors, from school, our social setup completely. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to get a lot of information, and we are also trying to assign meaning to this information as we are taking this. Okay, so when we are absorbing all of this, this starts shaping what we call as our core beliefs. Okay, and they are at a very deeper level. Why? Because we develop this as we are growing up, and that is how it becomes very, very crucial. At times, beliefs are something which also connects you to your family, to your roots, to your cultural roots, and that is how beliefs become a challenge when we start, if we start challenging a person's core belief. At times, or I would say most of the time, these people get very defensive about it. They'll put their guards up because they do not want you to go to that part of their life, because beliefs are something which are very fundamental to their own existence. Okay, but these beliefs are not necessarily always correct, or they are valid. So that is where it brings up the entire problematic area, and that is where it results in automatic thoughts which are not helpful. So let's understand this a little more with the previous example of participant D. Okay, So with the participant D who was thinking that he's just dumb, he cannot master CBT ever, he will have the similar concern even in other areas of his life. So it is not just about the CBT and the webinar. If you start, looking at his other areas of his life, probably he has a similar way or say a similar approach in other areas. So say this person wants to learn guitar, okay, and books his tutor, takes up classes, and now goes there with his guitar, buys a pretty fancy guitar for himself, goes there, starts attending classes. Maybe the first day when he goes, he feels that this seems a little difficult. Second day he goes, again he's feeling difficult, and he sees that people around, like other students, are picking it up pretty well, and he's not able to do it. Now there are high chances that this person, this participant D, will start having a similar thought, which is I am incompetent. I'm sorry, the thought as in here, it is the core belief. Okay, now this I am incompetent is a belief this person is holding on to, which applies to all the areas of his life. So it is not necessarily just this webinar, but it will be in every aspect. Whenever this person feels that this task at hand is a little difficult and I might struggle to work on it, that is where this belief will kick in. Okay. Now, also what is important to understand is this particular belief may not operate only when this person is feeling low, or say if this person is is diagnosed with clinical depression. It is not just when he or she is in a depressed state that they will experience this belief, but this belief will be active most of the time. Okay, it will be activated by any incident that happens with them, not necessarily when they are under that feeling low mood. Okay. Now what is happening with this participant D whom we are talking about right now? When this core belief, okay, the core belief is now I am incompetent. Whenever this core belief is activated, he will start interpreting all the situations through the same lens. So it will be more of a guiding stick for this person, and he will be using the same internal, like the thought, or say the belief system here, to analyze or judge any situation which comes in his or her life, irrespective of whether that belief is valid or is it invalid. So even though he might know that it is invalid, but at the same time he will still want to hold on to that. Okay. Let's understand it with this diagram here. Okay, so look at that circle there. That is your core belief. Now what happens is, as we are growing up and we are also absorbing information, what we are trying to assign meaning to all the experiences and all the information that we are taking. If I could use in Piagetian language, so Piaget was a psychologist. In his language, what he called this was schemas. So each one of us has our own schemas, and these schemas make our life easy. Okay, why do they make our life easy? Because it is more like a like a guiding tool, because on the experiences that we have had in the past, we are just using that schema to guide us further in life. So we are not really trying to understand every situation every time. That is how the schema helps us. It gives us more of ready-made answers. Moreover, when we are under the pressure of stress, or there are too many pressure on our cognitive faculties, that is where we surrender to these schemas or these automatic responses that we have. Now this schema holds this core belief. Okay, so the belief is a part of the schematic composition that we have. Now for this person, again, let's take the same example. What is the core belief here? I am not smart enough, or say I am not competent, I'm incompetent, is the core belief. Now what happens is, so when does this core belief get activated particularly for this person? One, when he looks at this, say the webinar, or say even in life he's taking up some new course, and he looks at the material and he feels like, oh, this is just too hard and I will never be able to achieve it. Why? Because I am incompetent, I am just too dumb, I will not be able to do it, or I'm going to fail. And whenever this this negative data is being received, now this negative data will be processed. Why? Because it is in sync with the core belief that this person holds on to. At the same time, there could be other instances, like say, I passed the test. Okay, now this is also happening at the same time. This is also information which is coming to this person. But what he's doing is he is not accepting it in the positive way. Again, the meaning which is being assigned to it is because it was very easy. Or say the teacher was so lenient, she corrected it in a very lenient fashion, and that is how I passed. Otherwise, I do not deserve these marks, So this is how this person is going to process all the data which is being received. The only that data which is in sync with the core beliefs, which is a part of the schema, will be taken in just the way as it is coming, but rest of the data which is not really in the sync will be modified to fit that schema. Okay, and there will be other instances also. So if you ask this person about a lot of other areas, and this person would be like, yeah, so I took this particular course, I finished it back then. But now they're consciously not even paying attention to the fact that they have learned a task and they have also mastered it, which is not in sync with their core beliefs. So what is happening? It is completely being repulsed. So look at the arrows down there. This person might have these two skills, and these skills also require some efficiency, right? It requires competency on the part of the person, but very conveniently this information will be, it will be kind of filtered out, and it is like not even looking at this information. Okay, so in short, in nutshell, this is how it works for a person who ends up feeling bad, restless, angry. So when they're feeling all of this, this is how the process is happening for them.